Hello everyone! Welcome back to another 2v2 battle with me and Surreal. I am playing as the Beastman, Surreal is playing as Chaos. We are facing off against the Greenskins and the Empire. Now, I'm starting this match a little ahead of when it actually begins because we started deployed back here and the enemy decided to deploy on this hill in the back corner of this map. So me and Surreal decided to march our armies slowly because we didn't want to be fatigued all the way over here into this little dip area to cut off line of sight of their artillery. The thing is, the only artillery the enemy has is one great cannon and one mortar team. So, like, camping on a hill with just one great cannon and mortar team, it's not even, I don't think it's really even worth it. Like, if you had, like, 3 great cannons or something. Anyway, so they're over there in the hill. We are over here in this dip now. I am currently casting a Cygor with Malagor the Dark Omen. They are bringing some Pistoliers to try to harass us, but because of this little dip right here that we're hiding behind, they're going to have some line of sight issues. I'm currently bringing up some Ungor Raiders. I guess I should go over my army here. So we have a line of Ungor Spearmen Herd. Behind them we have regular Gors with shields. Of course, Malagor, 2 Gorbulls, 2 Minotaurs with great weapons, 2 Ungor Raiders, and a Cygor over here somewhere. There's a Cygor, and then a Giant. And again, I'm casting a second Cygor right now. Surreal's army, 2 Giants, 2 Chaos Warriors, a line of Chaos Marauders with great weapons, a line of Armored Chaos Trolls, 2 Exalted Heroes, and a Chaos Lord all flying on their mounts. Then we also have, of course, these Pistoliers. We have a Reiksguard. We have an Imperial Knight. 2 Orc Boar Boy Biggins. 5 Orc Boys. 6 Orc Biggins in this area. And then also 5 Savage Orc Biggins. Grimgor Ironhide. A Light Wizard. Carfrons mounted. 4 Halberdiers in total. 4 Swordsmen. 2 Crossbows. 2 Handgunners. And then the Mortar Team and the Cannon. Those are the army loadouts here. So right here you can see the Pistoliers coming in close, trying to get a shot on our Ungor Spears. And again, I'm going to be bringing up my Raiders. Here comes my second Cygor. So yeah, we decided to have an attack from this way because the edge of the map is like right there on the other side of this hill. So if we can rout them on this hill, then we can most likely rout them off the field for good. Pretty quickly. Here come those Pistoliers. And you can see they have to get really close because of the line of sight issues. And then they're like, oh no, this is a bad idea. So then I'm going to start firing on them with our Ungor Raiders who have no such problems firing in an arc. Pistoliers stand a little too close to my army. They're going to get shot up here in just a moment. I haven't heard them say that line before. And here come the Ungor Raiders. So 1 salvo from 2 Raiders, you can see deals a lot of damage. And we keep peppering them as they run away. And then I decided to start taking some shots with our Cygors here soon because we do have a very long range and they can't fire at us with those great cannons. They're out of range currently. So we're going to be starting taking some shots here soon-ish. I believe we get another salvo off against the Pistoliers, maybe. Because they're currently coming to shoot up the Giant. Oh no, they're actually shooting the Chaos Warriors. I think. Chaos Warriors going to chase them off. Can't really catch up to them because it's so fast, and then they have the I call it the Parthian shocks. That's what I remember from Rome 2, but they can shoot anywhere as they're moving. Then they run off. My Cygors are moving over here, and I'm going to start pelting the enemy lines with our rocks.
We need slaves. Kill them. Not all.
And we can fast forward just a little bit. There we go. So I saw that these Reiksguard back here were not moving, so I decided to try and throw rocks at them. 1 rock connected, it dealt some damage to them. And then since they start moving because they realize what's happening, I think I then switch our targets over to the other stationary units back here. There goes some mortar shots. Surreal was about to charge, but then he was like, you know what? Let's just sit back here and let you do your thing with the Cygors. Ooh, nailed those Empire Knights right in the face. Oh, man, I didn't even realize I did that. I was rushing up my Minotaurs with great weapons to engage against these units, but then they pulled back. Jeez. How much damage did we do? Not much. Now we can fast forward for a little bit more, and there you can see we are re-targeting. We're going to be targeting these halberdiers, I think, or we're targeting these guys. Oh, because they stopped. So yeah, the Reichsguard stopped again, so I thought I'd get more shots on. They start moving again. At some point, we start hitting these halberd line. There it is. That's not a sight you want to see. Woo! 2 hits, almost 50% of their health gone. The enemy is still just sitting here on the hill, so we keep raining death upon them. I'm trying to just weaken all the units, not necessarily destroy one. Just want to weaken them all. So I was spreading out my targeting. I think we may also take another shot at these Reichsguard at some point. But yeah, we're just content with sitting behind this little ridge and throwing some side. There we go. There's the rocks into the Reichsguard. Not as impressive. Just trying to keep the Reichsguard on their toes. But it's at this point when the enemy just doesn't want to take it anymore, so the orcs start charging out. 2 misses for the most part. So they're actually going to come to us. I was just going to use all my ammo and then we were going to charge them, but I wasn't expecting they would actually come out to meet us, because that's not what people do online. They just sit back in their little pretty formations for the most part and wait for you to approach them. You can see this is definitely a green tide. There's a lot of orcs here. The mortar teams and the cannons actually have moved up into position to try and start firing on our lines. You can see I think I'm actually, yeah, I'm in the front here. Surreal's forces are moving over here, I believe. You can see some Orc Boar Boy Biggins along with a Goblin Boss coming around our flank. Get a last minute charge there. And now we have to face off against the green tide. The Orc infantry is much better than the Beastmen infantry. At least the Gors have more of a chance than the Ungor Spearmen. Right here, I'm trying out a spell that I don't usually use. It's the Mantle of Garok, because it does so much weapon damage and melee attack. The problem is that it can also damage the combatants that you cast it on. But I tried it on this Gore Herd with shields. I'm not entirely sure how well it did. They do seem to be taking some damage, but that could just be from the melee combatants. Here comes Grimgore. Just tearing through. And we'll get to Surreal's fight in a bit. I was sticking my giant on Grimgore to try and disable him. There goes an explosion spell off on these orc boys over here who charge into our lines. The explosion spells typically do more damage versus the higher mass targets like Cav, so that's why I cast it over here. You see the Goblin Big Boss over here. Let's pause for a moment so you can see the hit points. The Imperial players is kind of engaging against a real piecemeal for the most part. They're kind of staggered a little bit. More orcs are still coming in. Grimgor is trying to destroy the center line. We have Malagor nearby. He has a couple AoEs that can help, like leader debuffs and things like that. Gorbulls are still doing pretty okay. My two great Minotaur or Great Weapon Minotaurs are over here trying to kill the Orc Boarboy Biggins, which is what they've been doing over here. But they're now engaged with some Savage Orcs and well, Savage Orc Biggins, which are very scary because they have a bonus versus large. Oops. And that's it. Let's keep going. So the battle against the poor boy Biggins is good for these Minotaurs, but a battle against Savage Orcs with bonus versus large, not exactly the best. Minotaurs have very low armor, so the Savage Orcs' high damage is going to do a lot of damage to the Minotaurs. It's only the Gorbull that has a lot of armor. And my Spearmen, for the most part, have already been destroyed and are routing, and my Gore herds are slowly succumbing to the brutal might of the Green Tide. There is just so much Orc infantry here. I believe Grimgor at some point actually leaves this fight. He's right here. At some point he tries to charge down into our Ungor Raiders, which are still down here pelting the Orcish lines. And they're also about to get charged by these Orc Boy Biggins, but I'm trying to get some Minotaurs with great weapons to intercept. You can see them right here. So we do get a charge off, but at the same time, these Boar Boys do get a charge on our Ungor Raiders. Even though we were trying to stop them. And then again, Grimgor, yeah, there he goes. Grimgor left this battle because he was getting pelted by the Giant. I'm going to try and have our Giant chase him down here soon, but he is now into our other Ungor Raider group. I'm trying to pull them out, save them as best I can. Grimgor's only taking a little damage so far. My front line is totally collapsed, basically. It's just Malagor's over here holding off some people. My Giant's over here. My Gorbull is over here. I have a second Gorbull. Where is my second Gorbull? Where are you, friend? Somewhere. He's still alive. Although I don't see his unit card right here. But they're still around there somewhere. More Orc infantry coming down the hill. Wait, there's a second Gorbull. Yeah, there's one, and then the other. Well, maybe not. Where is this? There you are. There they are. Okay. I know both of them are still alive. You should just take off that chain or whatever that is and just swing it around and kill people. So yeah, the Giant is just doing what he can. My Gorbull temporarily is going to help Surreal's forces by trying to charge into these crossbows in the back. Because he said that he was taking a lot of damage from them, so I decided to help him. So our Gorbull's going to have a little bit of fun with the crossbows here, along with that Chaos Lord. Meanwhile, my line again is basically crushed. Just my heroes, my Ungor Raiders, and some of my Minotaurs are alive. Some of my Ungor Spearmen come back from raiding, and we're going to throw them into the mix again. Trying to delay the Orcs as long as we can to try and get some shots in with the Ungor Raiders into the Savage Orcs, because they are pretty susceptible to arrow fire. Back here, my Giant and Minotaurs are engaged against Grimgor to try and shut him down. And we're trying to kill him so we can break the morale of the Orcs, because I don't think I can take them otherwise, because they've already routed so many forces. And you can see with the combined might of our Gorbull, Minotaurs, and Giant, we have routed Grimgor, and I'm going to keep this Gorbull on him until he either dies or routes off the field. What's left of our Minotaurs and Giants still gonna try and give it to the Orcs as best they can. Now our 2 Cygors are in the mix as well, and here comes Surreal's Giant. You can see there's still a lot of greenskins, but now with the Surreal's help, we are starting to push them away. Malagor has been chased for a long time by this Goblin Big Boss. I've been managing to cast a couple spells here and there. But yeah, this Goblin Big Boss was hounding Malagor for a long time. And you can see the Orcs start to break with their morale. Still trying to kill Grimgor. Even when he's routing, our Gorbul can't kill him. He is just so strong. But for the most part, temporarily, the Green Tide has been halted. They are going to start coming back a little bit. Malagor was saved by my Gorbul, who finally got that Goblin Big Boss who was hounding him. And you can see we are going to secure a win here with only 20 seconds left. But the enemy started putting up another fight back here, but there's just too many trolls and the Flying Exalted Hero and Chaos Lord. Let's get into that part of the battle, Surreal's part. Light Wizard Banishment. A nasty spell. Looks like Surreal's Air Force is engaging against Karl Franz pretty early. Oh, I missed this. Sorry. The Imperial Knights looks like they charged against Chaos. And then these Armored Trolls, the Chaos Warriors, are going to try and deter them and push them back. And the Reichsguard. And the Pistoliers. In fact, the Pistoliers get routed right off the field with these Exalted Heroes. Wow, nice. This is an odd charge. So I believe... Alright, these are all my units over here. Getting charged by the Greenskins. And then here we go. Empire versus the Chaos. That is a lot of trolls. Oh my goodness. Even for halberds, like, this is just a lot of disruption attacks. In most cases though, halberds do really well against armored trolls. But I don't know, when you have so many of them. Another banishment spell going down on these Chaos Marauders. But yeah, there's just so much disruption with all these AoE attacks from all these monsters. Oh, here comes the Savage Orcs. Light Wizard and Karl Franz right up in the melee against this giant. I don't know if that's where I would put the Light Wizard. Gods will reward you, sir. Let's take an above look at what's going on here. So the Imperial troops, the halberds were weakened by the Cygors already, and with the charge of the armored trolls, Chaos Lords, and everything, it looks like they're already routing, or temporarily. Swordsmen, same thing, they just got destroyed. The riflemen are currently engaged with the Exalted Heroes, and the crossbows are getting into position to start firing. The artillery has been firing this whole time, but it doesn't seem like they have done too much damage. So the only thing left that Surreal is currently fighting is going to be the Savage Orcs and the Imperial Heroes, and one Swordsman group over here who's engaged against my Gore Herd and then some Chaos Marauders. Swordsman can actually do good in this situation over here. Chaos Marauders are not that amazing. But yeah, there's just so many monsters here that broke through the Imperial lines. Well, goodbye, troll. You tried, but Karl Franz is pretty strong. Over here, I think my Cygor is still aiming at the crossbows and riflemen to try and assist Surreal. And even Karl Franz cannot hold against such a mighty force for long by himself. And these Great Swords now being teamed up on with Exalted Heroes, Chaos Sword Giant, Armored Trolls, just all sorts of nasty things. Halberdiers rallying to try and get to their Emperor. Not sure. Oh, we have a group of Chaos Marauders over there getting shot up by the 2 handgunners. Chaos Sword into these crossbows. There's just a lot of flying that Surreal has that he can kind of lift up and shut down these units. Taking a look at the hit points currently. So you can see what Surreal's army and the Imperial army are like. Lightwars are still alive. Karl Franz still alive. I'm not sure if he gets routed off the field here or not. These Chaos Marauders are going to get murdered without some assistance, which some Armored Trolls are on their way. And I believe my Gorbel is coming over here to try and stop these crossbows at this point. These riflemen are just kind of, or these handgunners are just kind of sitting out there. Oh, the trolls see them. And they are not going to last long against those armored trolls. Orc Biggins look like they want to engage, or are they routing? Oh, they were routing. I think they just came back from being broken. Over here, the Great Swords are actually still fighting against this giant horde of troops. Light Wizard casting a 3rd banishment. And yeah, Karl Franz did not rout off the field. He is still just sitting there. And I believe most of Surreal's forces are now assisting me in killing the greenskins. Did Karl just die? Oh, okay, he got charged by the Chaos Lord. Alright, so Karl is dead. And Light Wizard is about to either die or be routed off the field, one or the other. Meanwhile, the Armored Troll is still going up fighting. We have routed these crossbows and handgunners a few times, but they kept coming back and being a nuisance. Trying to run for the lives against the Chaos Trolls. Ooh! That poor handgunner. And there is not much left. The trolls are routing because they're not really around leadership currently and they're taking a lot of damage, but you know, they'll regenerate, they'll be fine. And without their leaders, the Empire runs away in shattered glory. Good game to my opponents and to Surreal. Kill count, I don't think mine's going to be super high. Well, the Gorbals are, and Malagor, because he got a lot of, is it called Vermintide? Is that the little explosion he has? Never remember the name of it. But I use that spell a lot, and again, the Gorbals got a lot. I cast that Mantle of Garok on one of them at some point. I'm not sure how much damage it did, but it seems like it should do a lot, considering the buffs that it gives the unit. Spear Herd, actually, I don't think did too bad, fighting against the Orc Tide. The Gore Herd, kind of a similar thing. Ungor, similar thing. Giants are pretty good. The Minotaurs, great weapons, I think did pretty well. And both Cygors did great. You don't see the summoned one here, but I think he had around 200 kills by the end. Surreal was checking for me. So that is pretty good. Cygors, I didn't have much faith in them early on in the Beastmen DLC, but I don't know. I guess they're not as bad as I thought they were. I thought they were super inaccurate and wouldn't be that impactful for their cost. Maybe that's still true. I don't know that because they're really expensive if you actually buy one. If you just summon one through Brave Shamans, like you could do that trick where you get Brave Shamans for like 600 if you just take away all their spells, and then you basically get a Cygor for 600 because you can summon, you know, one-time Cygor units. But if you want to do that, but anyway, Cygors are better than what I gave them credit for in the beginning. For Surreal here, high damage amongst most of the units. Almost everything did really well. Chaos Sword 100 kills. The Exalted Heroes did exceptionally well in their flying mounts. The Chaos Marauders did really good. That's just crazy. But they did really well. Really well. My god. So good. For the Green Tide, I think most units did pretty good, except for the Orc Boys because they got shut down by those Minotaurs. But besides them, for the most part, they got a high amount of kills. So good job on the Green Tide there. I enjoy fighting against them. And then the Empire did not fare as well. A lot of the units got chewed up by our artillery. Their ranged component got shut down mostly by Exalted Heroes, Chaos Sword, Gorbals, Reichsguard, and Imperial Knights got caught early. The Pistoliers got routed right off the field in the beginning of the actual fight. And the artillery didn't have much time to do much because they didn't get into the fight until the towards the end of the battle. So yeah, they didn't have much time to really do anything. Light Wizard though, 81 kills with those 3 banishments. That's pretty good. And yeah. Besides that, how'd the Greatswords do? Yeah. They didn't have much of a chance because they were up against so much. But anyway, again, good games to my opponents and to Surreal. Hope you all enjoyed that one. And I will see you all next time. Have a good day, everyone.